Good day, everyone. This is Sydney Lefofe of SL Podcast. I'm very excited again today to be sharing information with you, the information that is meant to change your life and make you better. We are on another important topic today, which I'm very excited about, as always. You have nothing to lose after all. That's the topic we are dealing with today. It is very important for us to understand that in most cases we find ourselves paralyzed into inactivity because of fear of the unknown. When we are not sure of what will happen next, we tend to be paralyzed into inactivity. We don't move forward and we don't make any motion because we are not sure. These are some of the things that happen to us, and this makes us stuck in our messes. We don't come up with plans to get out of our messes because we are stuck into inactivity. We are stuck in the things that we find ourselves in, and we can't make motions either to go backwards or forward. And at the end of the day, we find ourselves cycling in our dysfunctions, cycling in the things that are not working for us, in our messes. We need to be aware of these things. And at the end of the day, we need to understand that we are better off suffering or going through pain of trying to get out of our messes and trying to get to better places than suffering in our messes and in our dysfunctions. We shouldn't allow the fear of the unknown to paralyze us into inactivity. At the end of the day, we are supposed to do something with our lives. We are supposed to do something to get to better places. When things are not working for us, it is our duty to realize that we are in trouble. It is very important whenever we find ourselves in precarious situations, it is very important for us to realize that and for us to admit to these things. Because at the end of the day, you can't work on anything that you have not admitted to. And whenever we see ourselves in trouble, we need to be in a position where we can realize that and we are open to admitting to it. And at the end of the day, that will give us a chance to see what we can do so that we can get out of the messes that we find ourselves into. When failure is imminent, regardless of what you do, why do we allow ourselves to process the thoughts of fear of the unknown? At the end of the day, we are realizing that failure is imminent. Failure is going to happen. We are reaching a dead end. And whenever we reach a dead end, we know things are not working the way we wished they could work. And at the end of the day, so do we have to now process the thoughts of fear of the unknown that will paralyze us into inactivity? Or we should admit that we are reaching a dead end and we need to come up with plans so that we can help our way out at the end of the day. It is very important for us to come to that. Our realization that failure is imminent should be our time of liberation. Whenever we realize that we are failing in whatever we are doing, at the end of the day, we have nothing to lose because failure is imminent. And it should be a time where we can sit back and admit that failure is imminent and we have nothing to lose after all. And this should give us a chance to look at life and to process everything and say, since I don't have anything to lose, I might as well play around with ideas of how I can make my situation better instead of being paralyzed into inactivity. We need to come to understand that. And whenever we don't have any advantage whatsoever in life, whenever people don't believe in us, whenever we realize that life is not where we wished it could be, we need to realize, and it should be clear to us, that we don't have anything to lose. Whatever happens, failure is imminent. Whatever happens, people don't believe in us anyway. So it should dawn on us to say, I have no one to account to. I don't have anything to prove anymore at the end of the day. And whatever I do, I'll be giving myself a chance to at least get to the places that I can get to. When failure is imminent, when people don't believe in you, when things are not working for you, when you don't have advantages, you should come to a place where you realize, this is my time of liberation. I'm being liberated because whatever I do, failure is imminent. So the thing that can happen is for an improvement of my situation because things are not working anyway. We are better off messing up trying to get to better. It is very important for us to realize that we have to be doing something. We have to be processing things properly because it is better off messing up trying to rescue the situation or remedy the situation. And so rather than us realizing that we are sitting on the messes anyway, because at the end of the day, if things are not working, the place becomes messy, our situation becomes messy, and we are better off dealing with the mess of trying to get ourselves out of our predicament. We can choose to be paralyzed into inactivity, where we sit in our messes, where we sit in our situations which are not working for us, or we can deal with the mess of trying to get out, because at the end of the day, everything is a mess. Whatever you do, your life is messy, and we need to admit to that. It is very important. If death is imminent, why should we be afraid of dying? Because at the end of the day, you are not going to influence the death that is evidently coming. When you realize that you are at the verge of dying, or something is threatening your life, and something is threatening to take your life, you need to realize that, why should I be afraid of death anymore? Because we need to gear up to a place where we can say, I would rather die trying to get out of the pit of death than to be paralyzed into inactivity, because at the end of the day, whatever you do, death is imminent. And if something is evidently coming, if something is on its way, and you know and you can see, why are you afraid of making movements that can at least make you escape the thing that is imminently on its way? We are better off working on trying to do something about something which is imminently coming. We can't be afraid of death if our situation is it is conducive for us to experience death at the end of the day. We cannot process the fear of death because fear won't help us in any way. We will rather plan and come up with ideas of how we can at least escape what we are definitely seeing. Death is imminent. Why are we afraid of it at the end of the day? Whatever situation that we find ourselves in, that is putting ourselves at risk, or that has put us in a mess, we cannot be afraid of it anymore because we are in the moment of experiencing the outcomes which we are not enjoying at the end of the day. And we need to realize that whatever I do will give me a chance to at least die trying if it calls for that. When we have nothing to lose at the end of the day, it is a good space and a good chance at a blessing. When we have nothing to lose, we know life is against us. We are walking uphill. It is painful. Nothing is to our advantage. And it is a very good space at a blessing because whatever you do might rescue you. And if you can get to an exit door of blessings, it will be very good because you will be celebrating that failure was imminent, death was imminent, but I was able to escape. But if you stay paralyzed into inactivity, you are going to die anyway. And it is very important for us to realize that we need to do something. We cannot just wait for things to happen just like that. We are better than that. We can do better, and we can fight our way out of anything that comes our way. When we are in a precarious position, things can get any worse than they already are. If we come to realize that, definitely now we'll be liberated because whatever you do gives you a chance of better positions and better results. Because at the end of the day, nothing can get any worse. And why do you allow yourself to be paralyzed into inactivity when now you can't do anything about your condition or the situation you find yourself in? If failure is imminent, or if you are experiencing failure, you need to know you have nothing to lose at the end of the day. You are better off working on trying anything possible that can improve your status. We are at an advantage when we have reached a dead end, when nobody believes in you anymore, when nothing is working, when we find ourselves in a situation that is not working for us at the end of the day, we need to know and we need to process the thoughts, which are very important. You are at an advantage. Things don't look as bad as you think because whatever you do might give you an advantage. And whatever you do might yield in the good results that you are waiting for and you are craving for. It is very important for us to realize that whenever we reach a dead end, it is not the end of everything. It is an advantage that you now can realize that you are liberated from pleasing other people. You are liberated from being afraid or fear of the unknown. You have nothing to lose at the end of the day because nothing is working. If nothing is working, why are you afraid of doing something? Because at the end of the day, you are experiencing failure. Even if you can try something and it fails, it won't make any difference at the end of the day. And if you do something, you stand a chance of getting to the other end a victor. And we need to come to a place where we give ourselves a chance. And it is very important for us to come to that. It is very important for us to read the times and to understand the positions we are at. If we realize where we are, we will realize that we can do something about it. And the problem comes when we are blindfolded or we are not even realizing anything. When we are in trouble, we can't realize we are in trouble. But at the end of the day, we can give ourselves a chance to a better future or to betterment of everything when we realize our position and where we are, and we work on getting to a better place by working ourselves out of our messes. It is critically important. When we have nothing to lose, we should be brave enough to walk down the tunnel where we stand a chance or we can have a good bet of the light at the end of the tunnel. We have nothing to lose at the end of the day. So we can enter the tunnels, because when we walk down the tunnels, we know we stand a chance of the light at the end of the tunnel. Rather than sitting where you are in your messes, at the end of the day, nothing is going to work for you, and you are going to realize that failure is imminent, and failure will be your portion because you don't want to walk down the tunnels. You don't want to give yourself a chance, because when we walk down the tunnels, we know we stand a chance of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, because there is nothing under the sun which doesn't have an ending. Whenever there is a tunnel, there should be an entrance and there should be an exit. And as long as we walk down the tunnels, we know after some time we are going to reach the end of that tunnel, which might be the exit. But if we are paralyzed and we don't become brave enough to walk down the tunnels, we don't give ourselves a chance. It is very important to understand that it may take longer to get to what we think is an imminent end, which gives us a chance to say, because it might take some time for the failure that I'm afraid of to actually happen, at least I still have a chance to do something. Instead of us waiting for something which is imminently coming, we can wait while trying to avoid what we see coming. And in doing that, there are chances that we can duck it. There are chances that we can dodge it. But if we are going to be paralyzed into inactivity, this thing is going to find us there. And we will definitely experience it. But if we do something, if we anticipate what is imminently coming and we do something about it, there are chances that we can get to the other side. Our lives can actually take a good turn at the right direction when we actually think we have hit the dead end. This has been proven over and over again, because a lot of people manage to get out of their messes. And it has been proven. And if it is humanly possible, it is possible even for us now. A lot of people manage to escape horror A lot of people manage to escape deadly situations. And if we find ourselves in the valley of death, we should know that there is always a chance. Whether the chance is slim, as long as we are going to make use of the slim chance, we'll get to the other side. And there are chances that we are going to escape what we thought was imminent, because we took the slightest of the chances and we used it for our advantage. It is very important for us to realize that nothing that is imminent will actually happen at the end of the day. There are chances that we can do something that will help us to avoid what we thought will happen. And it is very important for us to give ourselves a chance. At our places of discouragement, when we think we are down and out, as long as there is still breath in our bodies, we should know we have a chance. And as long as we are still alive, we are not dead yet. So we shouldn't think that because some things are imminent, we are already there. And at the end of the day, whatever we experience, we can always make a decision to beat everything that is thrown at us. And if we give ourselves a chance, we can get to the other side better and more stronger. We should always be ready to throw our last ounce of energy at a chance to do better, at a chance to get to the other side. We need to understand that it is never over until we give up. Life is never over. We are the ones who determine whether it is over or what. Just because we are paralyzed into inactivity doesn't necessarily mean our life is over. If we can realize that and we decide to do something about it, to say, okay, something is imminently coming, but I can still do something about it, we'll get to the other side. And we can get to the other side victors. It is very important to give ourselves one last chance of usefulness. Because when we realize that we are failures or failure is imminent, we tend to lose hope. We tend to not do anything about it. And the more we do that, we become very useless. But whenever we feel that failure is imminent, we need to always process this thing in our minds. That let me give myself one more last chance. Just one more. I can still experience life the best way I can. Just because I failed in the past, and just because I'm anticipating that I'm going to fail, it doesn't rule me out completely. I still have a chance. And we need to give ourselves one last chance to say, but I can still do this. I can beat my odds. I can get to the other side. We should always put life into perspective. That being down doesn't necessarily mean being out. This is life. There are a lot of people who have been knocked out many times, but they were able to get back up again and move on, because this is life. We are going to have a lot of knockdowns. We are going to experience a lot of things that are not working for us, but we should always know it doesn't necessarily mean we are out. Being knocked out doesn't necessarily mean you are out permanently. You can still get up and continue. That's why in boxing, even when you are knocked out, you are given a chance. You are given a count of 10 to say if there is still a little bit of energy in you, you can still get up and continue fighting. And I've seen a lot of people getting up to end up winning what was eminently supposed to be a failure. This is life. Those who don't give up life, those who don't give up trying, they stand a chance. They stand a little bit of chance. And it is obvious, it is pretty obvious. In boxing, when you are knocked out, obviously you are knocked out because your brain was disturbed. The balance of your body was disturbed. And obviously you are compromised in a way. But being compromised doesn't rule you out. You can still stabilize yourself and get going again. Because this is life. Give yourself a chance. And there are a lot of people, when they are knocked out, to them it is over because the odds are against them. But we need to give ourselves a chance. Over and over again, we'll get to where we need to get to. We still have a chance to rise again, better and stronger than ever before. This is life. It doesn't matter whether you have failed many times, you still have a chance to rise again. Give yourself a chance to say, I will rise again. It doesn't matter what life throws at me, I'll rise again and I'll try again. It doesn't matter. I will rise again and I'll try again. Though you might be sitting in the dark and everything looking gloomy, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It might be dark now. You might be in a position where you can't even see anything because you are sitting in darkness. But at the end of the day, there is always the night, and every time after the night, there comes the sunshine. The sunset is paving way for the sunrise, and at the end of the day. And whenever we sit in darkness, it's not over. The day is coming where we can see properly and where our vision can improve because we are getting better perspective. We did not see properly because we were sitting in the dark, but now light has come and we can see things properly. It is very important for us to understand that sitting in the darkness is not the end for us. If we can wait longer, the sunrise is coming, and we need to be ready to give ourselves a chance to say, I can get back up again and try again. And in conclusion, it is never over until we dig you 6 feet in and put a heap of soil on top of your body. That's when we can give up on you and mark the end of your earthly life. As long as you are alive, it is not over. And this is the truth. This is life. As long as we have not dig you in 6 feet, give yourself a chance, one last chance to say, I can get back up again and live life. As long as we have not put a heap of soil on top of your body, you have a chance to get back up again and try again. This is how life is, and we need to process it properly. It really doesn't matter how many times life knocks us down and take the wind out of our lives. We always stand a chance to catch our breath, regroup, move on, bigger and better. This is very important. It doesn't matter how many times you are knocked out. It doesn't matter. Because life will definitely knock you down many times. Because people are not welcoming, people are not playing. This is dog eat dog world. People are out to get advantage. And whenever they are given a chance, they will knock you out so that they can gain advantage over you. And whenever you see yourself in that situation, get up again and move on. At the end of the day, when the wind has been knocked out of your lungs, take time, catch your breath, give yourself a break, and at the end of the day, regroup and move on. At the end of the day, give yourself a chance to say, I have been knocked out. I have been beaten. Failure was imminent, and I experienced the failure. But I can still get back up again and try again. Because that's how life is. It will give you a chance to get back up again and move on. We must admit that at our lowest points, when nothing seems to work, when failure is glaring at us, when death is imminent, we have nothing to lose, and we might as well take our chances at getting to better. This is very important. When everything is against us, when all odds are against us, it is an opportunity for us to realize that at the end of the day, we have nothing to lose. And if we have nothing to lose, that's the time of our liberation. We can fight knowing that I have nothing to lose. I'm an underdog. And being an underdog, nobody expects me to win. So I might as well just do what I can and show myself and prove to myself that I can do this and I can get to better. And at the end of the day, we are liberated when we know we have nothing to lose. And it is possible there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we will rise again, bigger and better. As much as it is possible for us to be run over by life and we are done, it is also possible that we can rise again. We can do this, we can get to better. At the end of the day, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And as long as we walk down the tunnel, we give ourselves a chance to get to the light, to get to the exit, where we can experience the full fresh air. And we realize that trouble is now behind us, and we have arrived at the new dawn. We need to give ourselves a chance, one last chance to life. And we need to process everything and fight to the bitter end. We don't need to surrender to anything, but we need to give ourselves a chance one more time. And we can do this. Thank you very much.